Hi everyone, welcome to the Data Analytics blog. So today I'll be walking us through this electronic sales dashboard. And this electronic sales dashboard is about 5 phone brands, the sales of 5 phone brands for 5 years from 2015 to 2020. So I analyzed their sales, their units sold, total revenue, brand by quantity, and sales trend by year and also by month. So one thing about this is this particular image view that I introduce into today's tutorial. So this image view, how to get this image view is just go to get a more visual, then you look for simple image, and download simple image. This is how you can view your image in your Power BI. So now things about this, so I use this logo as a slicer again. I use this as a slicer. Just once you click on it, it will give us the analysis for each of the phone brand. And if I click on Infinix, it will give me analysis for Infinix, and you can see now that the image has changed to Infinix. If you click on Nokia, it will give you analysis for Nokia, also Samsung and Techno. So this is how to use simple image to view your image in Power BI. So I'm going to be walking us through this and how to get all to how to build this, the process I use to build this dashboard. So you can also filter by year, you can filter by year and also filter by the phone brand. Now I'm going to be showing us again this part, the image background, the background that I use for this particular dashboard. You all know that I create my background in PowerPoint, and the essence of this is to make sure that I have a beautiful background. So now I'll just show us how to create this particular side of the background. So you can watch other videos on my channel on how to create beautiful background. So now the other shape on this background is just the normal rectangular or rectangular corner shape that I use. So this, I'm going to be showing us how to create this particular side of the background. So now I'm going to be launching my Power BI, creating new slide, PowerPoint, creating new slide. So now just delete this, click on it and delete. You can watch other video on my channel. It will show you how to create background. So now right click, then gradient fill. So now you introduce, and so this, I'm going to be changing the color to this, so now I'm going to be introducing another shape, or a new shape. Introduce this shape, come right here and just drag it, make it fill, then no outline. I don't want outline. Now you can now change the color, change it to any preferable color you want, but for the sake of this dashboard, I'm going to be making use of this. Now introduce another shape, this particular rectangular top corner shape. So rectangular top corner shape, so I'm going to be flipping it because of what I want to use it. You flip it, so bring it here, so drag it down, just size it. Now I don't want outline, so I'm going to be using gradient field for that. So I can just change it to this. Okay, let me change it to this and this. Okay, I think change it to this. Just change it to the desired color that you want. Okay, this should go this. and this, I want this. Okay, so we are cool. So now the next thing is to introduce another rounded top corner. So you flip it. Once you flip it, then this real orange color, just click it and drag it. Then also you can still increase it like this. I don't want outline, remove the outline. Now I'm going to be introducing another shape. Okay, you can change this color to white. I'm going to be changing it to white. So now you can bring it here. So I'm going to be introducing another shape. So this shape, this plague shape, I'm going to be introducing it here. So you can flip it and add it. Just make sure that, okay, you can still leave this in blue so that you will be able to capture this very well. Okay, now this yellow line, make sure that you do it like this, then increase it, reduce that yellow line just the way I did that. Now the next thing, now I'm going to be introducing another rectangular shape. You can see now that when you are creating a background, you make use of your shape. Shape is very important. So now you place it right here. Once you place it, so you can change this to okay, no line. You can change this one to any color. Just change it to any color. So make sure you remove line from this small shape. So now I want to, for me to get this shape, I need to I need to remove this from here. So I'm going to be using a merge shape, which a fragrant merge shape. So now you click on this, then click on that plague shape, that second shape that we created, then go to picture format, go to format, come to merge shape, then click on fragrant. Once you click on fragrant, you have your shape. So this is my shape. Now we can now work on it. So remove this, you remove this and remove this. Just make sure that, then the next thing that I'm going to do now, that I want to group, what I want to do now is this particular shape. Now I'm going to be changing the color to white, then bring it here, change this to white too, change this to white. Then we have this, then you can group this together, group it. Once you group it, it can move, it will not be separating. You can see now, okay, I actually duplicated it. You can see now that it's moving. So now then you add this, you can add this together to it, then group again. Now you can now bring it down. Oh, just make sure that you bring it here. Okay, so you don't necessarily have to use this. So now what you need to do now, just bring it to the shape that you want. So you can increase this too. Now you bring it. So now you can see, now we don't need it again. You can see now that we have our shape. You can see we have our shape depending on how you want it. In case you want to increase this, just make sure that you increase this too. You can see now that we have our shape. So just make sure that this shape is the same this particular color of the background is the same thing as this shape, is the same thing as this shape. So you can now use gradient fill for this and use this particular color that we use there for this background. I think we use this. So now you can see, now just make sure that you have the same color of this background, the same color for this background, you are having it here. So you can see now that we formed this particular shape that we have in our Power BI. So now you can just check other videos on how to, on my YouTube, on how to create a background and how to import it into Power BI. So now, and how to save it also. So now the next thing now is to start our analysis. So I'm going to be starting new Power BI. I'm going to be launching new Power BI. So now it's time for us to start our analysis on PowerPoint, on Power BI. So now I'm going to be importing my data. So import data. So the data is Excel, is actually Excel data. Okay. Okay, I think it's a CSV file. Let me check. I'm not sure. Let's see your file. Let me check the data. Get data. An Excel file. So I'm just navigating where I save this. So this is the file. So in case you are doing analysis, make sure that you save it in a place where you can easily import it from, so that you won't be looking out for it. Just make sure that you save it in a place you can easily get it from. So that is important into Power BI. So this is my, we are having two sheets in the Excel, or in our Excel. So now this is my data. So I'm going to be importing these two sheets here now. So now you go to data transform. I want to transform the data. I want to check if there is anything that I need to change. If I need to change the data type for me to be able to use it for the visual. So now it's taking me to Power Query Editor. Power Query Editor is where we transform and clean our data into the desired data type that we need for our visualization. So now this is the two data. This is the logo. You can see now that the first row is not the header. Now I want to use the first row as the header. So just go to data transform, then use first row as header. So now you can see now my first row is now the header. So let's check this. So this is in right format. So now we can load our data. Close and apply. Close and apply. So our data is loaded now into Power BI for visualization. So now my data is loaded now. So now the next thing now is for me to bring my background image. So now go to format report page, then canvas, browse. I already saved my background image. I know what I saved it wait. So now it's already here, so just for me to then change this place to fit, then reduce the transparency. So now this is my background that I created. So now the next thing now is to start my visual. So now before I start my visual, so I want to create a mail, that's a calendar field, then I'm going to link it with my data. So now I have the calculated field, the DAX formula that we use. So just the DAX formula for calendar. So now just to copy this, I've already shown it in one of my video. I explain it in one of my video. So now you want to calculate a DAX formula, go to modeling, then new table, then just copy and paste this. You can check one of my video, you will see how to calculate calendar feed. Then just close this. So now I'm going to be linking this. I want to create a relationship with my image. Okay, my calendar is not, something is wrong with the formula, so let me check it. Okay, let me check the formula. Okay, so I need to I need to introduce a comma here. So now my formula is okay. So now just click on it and it will automatically give us our calendar table. So now we have our calendar table here. So now the next thing now is to create a relationship between my calendar table and my other table. So now what I will just did, so this one already have a relationship, so I'm going to be creating a relationship between my calendar table. So this is my calendar table. I'm going to be so creating a relationship between them. So now here month, then month, create relationship between them. So now we have a relationship now. So now we'll go back to our visual and start creating our visual. So the first visual that I'm going to be creating is this particular slicer for the logo. So now we introduce slicer, bring slicer here, then bring the logo, go to calendar, lay logo and image. So here introduce, put it here. So I think I use the logo as image, so just bring it here. Okay, now one thing now again now is to go back to your image and change your image to go to data form, then change your image and change it to image VRL, then go to transform data, here, come here. Okay, go to table tools. So here click on the image and go to column 2, then come right here, table 2, transform data, and view image as view image. Okay, oh, let me check. Okay, I think we are going to transform data. So just go to column 2. When you are in data view, click on it, click on this. I'm using brand and logo now, then go to column 2, then change this to image URL, then again change your, that's for, drag this also and change it to image VRL. So this, this is still working. So also come to your last image. I've changed that view, then change this to image VRL. Because it's still seeing it as link, so you change it to image VRL and it will change. It will give us what we want. It will change to image. So it's still working on it. Now this has been changed to image view. You can see now that we have our logo now. So what I did was that just go to image, go to picture data view here. Then once you are in data view, make sure that you click on it and you click on to column 2. So come right here and change this to image URL. So that was what I did. Now it's time for me now to change, to format my slicer. Go to format. I don't need the slicer header. So here, what can we do here? So I want to change it to tile. I'm going to be changing it to tile so that it will give me what I want. So now you can now resize it and put it here. So you can remove the background, then resize it and drag it, just resize it. Now I have my slicer. Now I have my logo as my slicer. So the next thing that I want to do is the total revenue. I'm going to be making use of card for that. So total revenue. So now where is my, go to data and put the revenue there, revenue in the card. So now you can now format your card. You can format it. So now I'm going to be formatting my card. I don't want the call out, so I'm going to be making use of this. Then display units, let's leave it like that. Then how many decimal place, let's leave it into this. So what else can we change here? Okay, let's change this to area black. So you can just reduce the size. So I think that's okay. Then I'm going to be removing the background. I don't need the background. So now just reduce the size to fit in into your shape. So now this is okay. So now the next thing now is copy this, then paste it and use it for the unit sold. So now remove the sum, the revenue, and put unit sold, that's price, put it. So now you can change this to, you can change this to million. Let's leave it to million, or just the way you want it. So you can change it to million. Okay, units sold, that's quantity. So let's leave it to this. So now we have it like that. So now the next one is brand by revenue. So I'm going to be making use of bar charts for that. So brand by revenue. So bring your bar chart. Can use any of the bar charts. So bring it here. So now brand by revenue, bring your brand to y-axis and then your revenue to x-axis. So now I have my, so now it's time for me to format my shape, my visual. So I don't want the x-axis. So first turn on the title, then turn it off. Then what else? Turn off the title for this. Then this, I'm going to be changing it to black color. So now what is my bars I want to change the color to this. Change the color to this. So what else do I need to do there? Then introduce my data label, then value, come down and change the color to black. So how do you want it to be seen? So you can leave it outside or inside end. If it is inside end, you want it. So I think we are okay by that with that. So now remove this title, then remove the background. So now I have my total revenue, brand by revenue. So now the next thing I want to do is brand by quantity. So I'm going to be making use of donut chart for that. Bring my donut chart here. Then brand by quantity, bring brand here. Then quantity. So you can just use this format. Use this format for this. If it's going to work. Okay, now let's format our visual. Okay. Call out value. So I want it just the data value, just the data value. That's what I want. Data value. My value, change it to this and this. Your display, you can increase the decimal place if you want to. You can increase it to 2. Now what else do we want to do here? The brand title, I don't want the brand title. So the text, change it here, then make sure that you increase this. Okay, what else? Do you want to change your slicer? Let's work on the slicer. Should we? No, I think the slicer is okay. So there is no the same color for it, so it's okay. So now let's work on our title. Remove the title, then effect, remove the background. So now we have our we have our brand by quantity. So now sales trend. So I'm going to be making use of this line chart. Sales trend, that's by month. Introduce my month. I can use my introduce by month. Okay, so introduce a month, bring it here to the y-axis, then so continue with the sales trend. So then bring the price to the to the y-axis, then that's the. So now how do I come about particular this particular this particular shape visual? So now you come right here, go, then you format your visual, introduce marker. You can change your marker type. I want it like this, then you can increase it. So this line, I want to change the line to dash. Change the line to dash. Then I will change the color of my line to this. Change it to that. Okay, so now my marker, I'm going to be changing the color of my marker to blue. Change the color of my marker to blue. Change it back to blue. So now the next thing that I'm going to do is this shaping. this step. Now go to this line, then come right here. There is a step for it. Okay, let's look for this step. Let's look for this step. Okay, I think it's in data series label. Let's check if the step is in series label. Okay, no, that's not what we are looking for. Scroll up and check. Not this. So for this step, click on the line. Let's check this. Yes, once you click on the line shape, then the step, put the step on. You can see now that it's showing us the step. You can see that it's showing us the step. So now the next thing now is to add my data label. I want to add my data label. Then go to the values. Go to the value, change it to this black. Then increase this. Displays unit, I want it 0. So now what else do we need here? Go to general, remove the title, remove the background, then go back to visual again. Let's check for our x-axis. My x-axis, remove the title, then change this to black, bold it. So my y-axis, first remove the title, then totally removed it. I don't need it. So now, so I want to arrange it in, the month is not in the right order. We just having it January, May. It's not. So I want to arrange it in the right order. How do we achieve that? Now click on your month here, go to your calendar that you created, then go to calendar view. Then click on month. Once you click on month, come to sort by, then sort by month number. Sort by month number. So now it's working. Once you sort by month number, so it's still loading. So now go back to your visual, sort by month. We've sorted by month number, then come here to this icon, then sort axis by month, then ascending order. You can see now. So that is how to sort by month. So now I want to remove my y-axis. I don't need the y-axis. Yes, so now that is our sales. Just make sure that you arrange it. That's our sales trend by month. So the next thing that I want to do is this image, the image. So how do I do that? Like I said, I already have the image in I've downloaded it, so I need to just get more visual. Import, I've already downloaded it. Make sure you just downloaded it. Simple image, then take it to Power. You can see now that image was imported already successful. So now put it here, then bring your image. So I use image as my logo. Can you see now? Can you see it? So you can also work on it if you want to work on it. Image setting, how you want it to be, maybe center. You want it at the center. So now you can see now that is my image. So one thing about this image is you must have internet for you to view this particular image, because it's linked. So you must have internet. So now that is my image. So now then, okay, the next thing that I'm going to be doing now, is to bring my year slicer. So now go to slicer, then bring slicer here, year, my data, then bring year to my slicer. So now I can set my slicer setting. I want it vertical, or should we do tie? Let's do tie, just like the way we did that one. So now I don't want slicer header. I don't want background, remove background. So now this is my slicer header. This is my slicer now. I can use it to filter by year. So what other thing can we do with our slicer? The values, let's change it to black, then increase this. So now I want to introduce a shape here. Go to insert, then shape, this particular shape. You can bring it here. Just for my year. Then also, so now insert a text box into this shape, a text box, and write year. So right on it, you can just, okay, bring it here. Okay, before then, let me remove background for this, remove background for this, even this, remove background. The shape, I want to remove background for the shape effect. So remove background, remove border. Okay, this, change it to white. So now I'm going to be placing this here. This is my text. Yes, now we are done with our visualization. So you can filter by year. Everything is still going to change. If you filter by year, then filter by phone, the phone brand, it will give you the analysis for each of the phone brand. You can see now the image is changing. It will give you analysis for everything. So I hope you have learned one or two things in this tutorial. Stay tuned to my channel by making sure that you subscribe to my channel, like this particular our tutorial, subscribe to my channel, like, comment, and give me your feedback on this tutorial. Bye.